Okay, let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
We're diving deep into a topic that I think every single skilled professional, eventually has to grapple with, and that's scaling. Not just scaling income, but scaling stability in this digital age.
Right. Stability is the key word there.
It really is.
Uh-huh.
I mean, if you've got web development skills, and especially if you're layering AI on top of that, which makes you faster, more versatile,
A lot faster.
you're basically sitting on a gold mine. But the question is, and this is the big one, how do you actually structure that gold mine so it pays out consistently, month after month, no matter what the economy is doing or what some algorithm decides to do?
That's exactly the mission of this deep dive. I'm glad you put it that way. We're taking the strategic guidance from the source material, which is, I have to say, incredibly structured, and we're turning it into a clear, actionable roadmap.
Roadmap, I like that.
Yeah, and look, this isn't about just being busy or working more hours. It's about being strategic. The core concept, and I think it's a brilliant metaphor, is that your skills are seeds, okay? And the goal isn't to plant them all in one spot. That's too risky. The goal is to plant them in different soils, different environments, to grow multiple gardens.
Multiple gardens, all feeding one single resilient financial lake. I love that visual. It grounds the whole strategy, doesn't it?
It does.
And the promise here, it's pretty audacious. Turning one core skill set website building plus AI into, 7 to 10 different stable income streams.
That's the goal, 7 to 10.
And for you listening, I know you want knowledge that's quick but also thorough. This material really seems to provide that essential framework. It steps you clearly from, those first beginner earnings all the way to advanced scaling.
Precisely. We are moving past the theoretical you should diversify talk.
Right. We've all heard that.
We all have. We're getting right into the how and the what. We're going to look at the specific streams, the actual tools that act as multipliers, and, importantly, the realistic earning targets broken down by time. That part is crucial for motivation.
It is. You need to see the steps. So our defined goal for this deep dive is to extract the fastest, most realistic ways to earn using modern and often free AI tools. We want to show how AI doesn't just, assist you. It actively acts as a strategic multiplier.
Yeah.
It basically makes you, 4 times as fast on some of these foundational tasks?
At least, yeah.
Which frees you up to go plant those other gardens.
Exactly. That's the whole strategy in a nutshell.
Okay, so before we jump into the big list, the 10 practical streams, I think we need to spend some time solidifying the why.
Absolutely. The foundation. If you don't buy into the why, you won't stick with the how.
So true. The material makes a really compelling case for diversification. It's not just about avoiding risk, is it? It's about creating leverage opportunity.
That's a great way to put it. It calls dependence on a single income source inherently risky. And any digital professional listening knows that in their gut.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you have one major client that represents 80% of your income,
And they decide to move in-house.
or a platform like Fiverr or Upwork suddenly changes its fee structure, and poof, your single river can dry up, instantly.
And that's the danger. The source uses this powerful hydraulic analogy, which I think is just perfect.
The rivers, yeah.
One river might dry up because of a drought, a client leaves, a platform changes, but 10 rivers feeding a central reservoir, that creates a lake that never empties.
That lake is your financial stability.
That's your lake. So if one client leaves, or maybe a service you offer becomes obsolete, say, traditional HTML builds get completely replaced by something like Framer AI, you still have 9 other flows.
Right, from your templates, your teaching, your little directory site, they're all still flowing.
Still flowing in. It makes perfect sense.
It does. And I think the core of this section, maybe the biggest takeaway, is that shift in mindset. The coach's insight, as it's called.
This is the aha moment.
It really is. For anyone feeling overwhelmed by the idea of creating 10 streams, I mean, your first thought is, I have to work 10 times harder.
Which is impossible and absolutely not the point. And that's the insight. You don't need more effort. You need more directions for your effort.
Okay, break that down. What does that mean in a practical sense? More directions.
Okay, let's make it concrete. Let's say you spend 20 hours building a really stellar, highly optimized WordPress theme for a local yoga studio. That's one active client project. That's stream 1.
Right. 20 hours, you get paid, project done.
But that same 20 hours of foundational work can be immediately redirected.
How? Unpack that for me.
So first, you finish the active project. That's direction 1. You get paid. Great. Second, you take that theme, you clean it up, anonymize it, and you sell it as a premium template on Gumroad or Creative Market.
Okay, that's semi-passive income. Direction 2.
Direction 2. Third, you record a detailed, maybe 5-hour video series showing exactly how you built that site using WordPress, maybe some AI tools. You sell that as a mini course.
And teach income. Direction 3. I see where this is going.
Direction 3. Fourth, you go back to the original yoga studio client and offer them a monthly maintenance package.
The recurring revenue. Direction 4.
And fifth, just to round it out, you write 3 detailed blog posts reviewing the hosting service and the specific plugins you used on that site, and you embed your affiliate links in those posts.
Wow. Passive income. Direction 5.
There you go.
So that initial 20 hours of effort wasn't just for, say, 30,000 rupees for the client. It generated 5 different ways to make money, 5 different directions from one block of work.
It fundamentally changes how you view your billable hours.
It has to.
You shift your focus from just selling time to building assets. Every single project you take on has to be viewed as a potential multi-purpose asset, ready to be recycled into templates or courses or something else.
And I guess AI is what makes that possible, right? Because it speeds up the initial active part so much.
It's the strategic leverage. It speeds up the active component, which gives you the breathing room, the actual time to properly package and launch all the other components.
Okay, so let's categorize those directions. To give this some structure, the source material breaks down all these opportunities into 4 main categories.
Yes, these 4 categories are the bedrock of the whole plan. It helps you balance things out.
So the first, and this is the entry point for almost everyone, is active income.
Right. The direct one-to-one exchange. You do work, you get paid. Simple.
Client projects, hourly consulting, standard freelancing.
Exactly. We don't need to dwell on the definition, but its strategic role is key. It's the fastest way to get cash in the door, period. It's what funds the development of your other more passive assets.
But it's also volatile, and it doesn't scale beyond the hours you can physically work.
Right. It's the labor river. It's important, but you don't want it to be your only river.
So then you move up the curve to semi-passive income.
This is the critical transition zone. This is where you really start to leverage your time by building assets.
Work once, earn repeatedly.
That's the mantra. You build it, you polish it, and then you earn from it over and over. Think website templates, Notion planners, little automated scripts. The effort is all front-loaded, but the cost of each additional sale is basically zero.
This is what provides that stability without you having to be on the clock all the time.
This is the asset river.
Okay, then we get to the holy grail, the one everyone talks about, which is passive income.
Right, but this one requires the most traffic or scale. It's not as easy as people think.
No.
This is about entirely system-driven earnings. The material cites things like ads on a high-traffic blog, affiliate links, or maybe selling stock photos or digital assets you made a year ago.
So after the initial setup,
Which can be significant, building that traffic-generating site or whatever it is.
the system handles the earning. It requires minimal day-to-day work, but demands huge scale or a very specific niche to actually generate meaningful money.
This is the system river. Small trickle at first, but it can become powerful.
And finally, a category that I think provides maybe the highest margins and also a real sense of purpose, teaching income.
I love this one. It's about sharing your package knowledge. You run classes, you do one-on-one mentorship, you create premium courses. You're directly leveraging your hard-won expertise.
And while it can be active work like running a live class, it scales really well, right? You can teach 20 people at once, or 50, or 100.
And there's a feedback loop. Teaching reinforces your own skills, and crucially, it establishes you as an authority in your space, which in turn boosts the pricing power of your active income streams.
So they all feed each other.
They all feed each other. This is the expertise river.
So when we get into the 10 streams, we have to see them through this lens. It's not just 10 different jobs. It's 10 strategic opportunities that intentionally feed active, semi-passive, passive, and teaching streams into that central lake.
And that stability, that lake, allows you to take smart risks. If you know your maintenance contracts cover your rent and bills.
Your baseline is covered.
Exactly. Then you can afford to spend 3 months developing that high-potential, high-effort directory site without panicking about money. That's financial freedom.
All right, this is where it gets intensely practical. We set the strategic foundation. Now let's get into the specific 10 monetization streams. These are framed as the best, fastest, and most realistic ways to earn.
And we have to start where the cash flow starts. Category A, active income. This is step 1 on the earning ladder for pretty much everyone.
Makes sense. So stream 1, freelance website building. This is the foundation, the fastest starter income. But let's get specific. What kind of websites should a beginner target to get quick wins and be profitable.
The focus has to be on manageable scope. You have to avoid feature creep at all costs.
The client who keeps saying, can we just add one more thing?
That's the project that kills your profit margin. So think simple lead generation, one-page websites, concise landing pages, simple brochure websites for small local businesses. Think dentists, accountants, local cafes, tuition centers.
Things that don't need complex back-end systems.
Exactly. Portfolio websites for other freelancers or students are also great. These sites usually just need a contact form, maybe a gallery. That means you can deploy them fast and send the invoice faster.
Speed is everything here. And the tools listed are key to that speed. We've got Framer AI, Canva websites, WordPress, Softshore, and Replit. How does AI specifically change the game in this stream?
Framer AI is the biggest game changer. I mean, traditional web design involved hours, maybe days, just wrestling with CSS, making sure everything worked on every browser.
The nightmare of responsive design.
A total nightmare. Framer lets you just describe the site you want, and it drafts the layout instantly. The developer then spends their time refining the user experience and integrating the client's branding, not debugging grid layouts for hours.
So a project that used to take, say, 40 hours manually,
Can now be delivered in 10 to 15 hours, easily.
that multiplier is. That's the whole business model right there. If you can deliver 4 times faster, your effective hourly rate just goes through the roof, even if you keep the project price competitive.
And the beginner earnings reflect that efficiency. The range is listed at, 10,000 to 30,000 rupees per project? If you're using Framer or Canva and you can knock out 2 or 3 of these a week, you've immediately established a solid income base.
A base to fund those other directions. Okay, next up, Stream 2. Website redesign and optimization. This seems like a brilliant niche. You're selling measurable results to businesses that are already up and running.
You're not selling an abstract idea, you're selling relief from pain. There are millions of businesses with old websites that look terrible on a phone, load at a snail's pace, and have messy, outdated content.
So the offerings are really specific. You're selling a better modern design, faster loading speeds, which is huge for Google ranking,
Crucial.
an improved mobile view, and better text for conversions.
Right. And let's talk about the AI integration here. AI accelerates the 2 biggest time sinks in any redesign: content and diagnosis.
Okay, how so?
You use ChatGPT to take the client's existing jargon-filled text and rewrite it to be clean, persuasive, and optimized for SEO. That used to be a separate job for a specialist copywriter. Now it's AI-assisted.
And the diagnosis part.
You use a tool like Google's PageSpeed Insights to get a clear, data-driven report of what's wrong. Then you use Framer, or a modern WordPress theme, to quickly implement a clean design that solves those problems. The developer's job becomes more strategic. You're the implementer and the auditor, not the manual laborer.
And the earnings are a bit below a full build, but still very strong at 8,000 to 25,000 rupees per redesign. It seems like a lower effort, higher volume kind of stream.
It is. Now let's talk about Stream 3. Actually, the outline numbers this as Stream 4. Content writing for websites, AI-assisted. This is a perfect add-on service.
Right, because it solves the client's biggest bottleneck after the design is done: the blank page.
Every client has this problem. They need text for their About Us page, for service descriptions, for blog posts, for the homepage. And since AI excels at drafting this stuff, you can move incredibly fast.
You're selling volume and speed here.
Exactly. You're using tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and not just to write, but to structure the content around specific SEO keywords that you've researched for the client. The key is you still need the human touch.
The final edit.
The human edit for brand voice and factual accuracy. The AI gets you 80% of the way there in 5 minutes. You do the last 20%.
By taking away that pain of starting from scratch, you can produce a huge volume of content. The income potential is listed at 1,000 to 5,000 rupees per page, and a bit more for blogs, 1,500 to 4,000 each. This is a fantastic upsell on the first 2 streams.
It's a natural fit, and that leads to the highest recurring active stream in this category. Stream. Let's see, Stream 4 in the outline, but it seems like we're discussing it as the 4th point here. Let's call it managing social media plus websites. This is the bundle strategy.
Clients hate managing multiple vendors. It's a huge pain point. So if you can offer a comprehensive package,
You become invaluable.
so that includes website updates, posting reels, writing captions, coordinating monthly promotions, you become their outsourced digital manager.
And that turns you, the web developer, into a necessary monthly line item in the client's marketing budget. The tools are critical for making this manageable. Canva for all the graphics, CapCut for quick video edits, and ChatGPT for batch scheduling captions and brainstorming campaigns. You're selling them organizational efficiency.
And because it's a valuable, recurring, bundled service, the income is way higher, 10,000 to 40,000 rupees per client per month.
The math on that is powerful. 10 clients at the low end is already 100,000 rupees in predictable active revenue. That's the definition of building stability.
Okay, so if active income is the engine that gets you started,
Then recurring and semi-passive income are the autopilot that keeps you stable. This is the crucial step up to that intermediate level on the earning ladder.
let's start with what the material calls the stability anchor. Stream 5 in the outline, though we should call it Stream 3 to be consistent with our discussion. Monthly maintenance packages. The source stresses this is the most stable income stream. Why is that?
Because you're selling insurance. And insurance sells really, really well.
Peace of mind.
Exactly. Once a business relies on its website, they are terrified of it breaking or getting hacked or just looking old. You are selling them peace of mind, not just your labor. And the churn rate, it's incredibly low. Once a client trusts you to maintain their digital storefront, they almost never switch providers unless you mess up badly.
So what's actually included in that monthly subscription of, say, 2,000 to 8,000 rupees per client per month? What justifies that?
It's a list of low-effort, high-value tasks. Things like routine security checks, updating software and plugins, making minor text changes, swapping out photos for a new promotion, adding a quick announcement banner. These are things that are fast for a developer.
But completely paralyzing for a small business owner.
They don't want to touch it. They're afraid they'll break it. So the leverage calculation is transformative. Let's say you secure just 10 clients at the lowest end, 2,000 rupees. That's 20,000 rupees of baseline monthly income. That pays your bills, regardless of whether you land a big project that month or not.
That baseline revenue is the income stability lake in miniature.
It's the start of it, yeah.
Okay, now let's move to pure asset creation. Stream 6 in the outline, let's call it Stream 5, selling website templates. This is the purest form of work once, earn repeatedly.
The initial effort is high. You can't downplay that. You have to build a perfect, well-documented, easy-to-use template. But the potential return on that effort is endless.
And the key here is niche selection, right? Don't just build a generic business template.
No, that's a losing game. The market is saturated. You need to build a Framer AI template for wedding planners or a Notion template for freelance technical writers. Hyper-specificity reduces your competition to almost zero and massively increases your conversion rates.
And the platforms for building and selling.
You're using the tools we already know. Canva for simple drag-and-drop templates, Framer for those sleek, modern portfolio templates, Notion for workspaces, and of course, premium WordPress themes. And then you sell them on platforms like Etsy, Gumroad, or Creative Market.
Why those platforms?
Because they handle the hard parts. They do the payment processing, the secure digital delivery, and they have a built-in audience. They bring you a certain amount of organic traffic, turning your digital file into a real, marketable product.
What's the reality of the earnings here? Can you really make a living off this?
It's a ramp up. A beginner might see, $50 to $500 a month while they build up their catalog of templates. But the pros, the people who have 10 or 20 really good niche templates, who optimize their listings, who run occasional promotions, they can absolutely hit $1,000 to $3,000 a month. That's a powerful semi-passive stream that accelerates everything else.
And finally, in this category, one of the most exciting ones for scaling. Stream 7 in the outline, let's say. Building specialized micro apps.
Yeah, this one gets people excited. And you have to be clear, micro app does not mean building the next Facebook or Uber.
No, it means simple, laser-focused utility. Give us some real-world examples.
Think hyper-local or hyper-niche utility. A simple expense tracker that's customized for regional tax codes. A basic school attendance system for a small tuition center that automatically emails parents if a student is absent.
Oh, that's a huge pain point for them.
A huge one. Or a prayer time widget that's localized for a specific small city. Or a simple appointment booking page that you sell to 10 local barbershops and they all share the subscription cost. You're solving a very specific, repeatable, high-pain problem for a niche audience.
And the tools for this? Replit, Bubble, Softonta. What makes them the right choice?
Replit is key for the backend. It lets you rapidly develop and test lightweight code snippets, which is perfect for these kinds of simple functions. Then Bubble and Software are crucial for the front end and the payment side. They are low-code or no-code platforms designed to handle user logins and subscription management right out of the box.
So you can monetize access almost immediately.
Immediately, you don't have to build a whole payment system from scratch.
That's the game changer. The model here is selling subscriptions at, what, 300 to 2,000 rupees per user per month? The challenge really shifts from being a technical problem to a marketing problem, right?
Right, 100%. The build is the easy part with these tools. Finding and selling to your niche is the real work. But the scalability is just enormous compared to selling your hours. If you get 50 users paying you 500 rupees a month for an app you built over a long weekend.
That's 25,000 a month for an asset you already build. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, this next category. It seems to demand a higher level of strategic vision. It's moving the developer into the role of a digital entrepreneur.
Absolutely. This is where you start building platforms, not just products. Let's talk about Stream 8, building local business directories. This taps into the power of hyper-local SEO.
And why is hyperlocal the key?
Because the general directory market is completely saturated. You can't compete with the giants. But a directory focused specifically on Islamabad repair services or Lahore food directory that solves a real community search problem. It provides tailored, highly relevant information that Google sometimes struggles to consolidate on its own.
So the value to the user is high relevance, and the value to the business is targeted visibility.
Precisely. You build the platform using something robust like Softar, Bubble, or WordPress. You need it to handle data inputs and scale easily.
But how do you actually make money from something like this? The monetization part seems tricky.
There are three main levers. First, once you have traffic, you can run traditional ads. Second, and more importantly, paid listings. You charge businesses a small fee, maybe 500 rupees a month, to be featured at the top or to have a more detailed profile with photos and reviews.
And the third?
Paid promotions, selling banner space, or a featured Business of the Month spot. The big bottleneck here, and you have to be honest about this, is getting traffic. This stream is a marathon, not a sprint.
I have to inject a little challenge here. The potential is huge. It says 20,000 to over 200,000 rupees a month. But this requires ongoing content management, a local sales effort to get those paid listings, and a ton of SEO work. Isn't this one of the riskiest and most effort-intensive streams?
It is, without a doubt, the stream that requires the most upfront entrepreneurial grind. But the payoff is that once the directory gains domain authority and traffic, it operates almost like a media company. You stop trading time for money, and you start trading access for money.
And I suppose AI helps with the initial setup.
Dramatically, you can use it to help aggregate the initial data and, more importantly, write unique, localized descriptions for hundreds of listings, which is great for SEO. It cuts down the initial content cost massively.
That makes the risk a bit more calculated. Okay, let's move to the purest passive stream on the list. Stream 9, affiliate income.
This is the foundational passive income play. The focus has to be on authenticity. You should be reviewing and recommending tools, hosting services, courses, and products that you genuinely use and believe in as a developer.
Your credibility is the asset you're monetizing.
It's everything. If you lose that, you have nothing.
So how does AI turbocharge this stream?
Speed and presentation quality. You use ChatGPT to generate compelling, detailed reviews and comparison articles. You can compare 5 hosting services, contrasting their specs and pricing in a fraction of the time it would take manually.
And the visual side.
This is crucial. You use visual AI tools like Midjourney or Leonardo.ai to create professional, highly optimized thumbnails and hero graphics for those reviews. High-quality visuals build trust and increase the click-through rate on your affiliate links. It makes your blog look professional, not like a cheap affiliate site.
And the income is low at first,
Yes.
but it compounds over time.
Exactly. It might be $50 to $1,000 plus a month, but a review you write today can still be earning you commissions 2 years from now. It's the definition of a system river.
And that brings us to the final category, leveraging your expertise directly. Stream 10 in the outline, though we've been calling it Stream 6, teaching website development. This isn't just an income stream, it's a way to solidify your own mastery, right?
Absolutely. The source makes a great point that teaching creates impact alongside revenue. When you have to explain a concept to someone else, you understand it on a much deeper level yourself.
And the target audience for this seems surprisingly wide.
It is. It reflects the modern need for digital skills. You've got students, school children, housewives looking for flexible work, and of course, beginner freelancers who are trying to get from step 1 to step 2 on that earning ladder.
The platforms are flexible too, Zoom, Google Meet, a physical classroom, or even just creating asynchronous content for YouTube. What's the key difference in how you'd monetize this locally versus globally?
Local classes often have a lower price point, maybe 300 to 1,000 rupees per student per class, but you benefit from local trust and word of mouth. Online classes, though, give you global reach. You can charge in dollars, which gives you more pricing stability, maybe $10 to $30 per student.
And the key is packaging it correctly, I assume.
It's all about the packaging. Don't just offer general web development. Offer a specific outcome-oriented 3-week course on building your first e-commerce site with Framer AI. That's far more marketable.
And the beauty of this stream is the high margin. Once you've created your curriculum, which, again, Notion and ChatGPT can help you structure very quickly, the only ongoing costs are your time and maybe a Zoom subscription.
Exactly. Teaching a class of 30 students online could generate anywhere from $300 to $900 for just a couple of hours of your active time. It scales beautifully.
So by the end of this list, we've got 10 really powerful, distinct streams that all leverage the same core skill set.
And all of them are accelerated by using AI tools to minimize the grunt work and maximize your strategic direction.
You know, just listing 10 streams like that, it can feel a little paralyzing. There's so much to do.
It can be overwhelming, and that's why the earning ladder concept is so critical. It provides the necessary structure and pacing. You don't do all 10 at once.
And the coach's insight here is paramount. Growth is steady, strategic, and skill-based. It's not about getting lucky or going viral.
It's a process. And we need to detail not just the income targets at each step, but the specific strategic behaviors you need to adopt to make that transition happen.
Okay, let's start at the bottom rung. Step 1, beginner. Month 1 to 2. This is all about getting off the ground. Cash flow and credibility.
The activities here are focused almost exclusively on active income. Streams like freelance building, redesigns, content writing. The absolute priority is to secure just 1 to 3 simple projects.
And you're using platforms like Fiverr or Upwork to get those first few reviews.
And focusing intensely on local clients, because the sales cycle is often much shorter. The behavior required here is aggressive outreach and fast, reliable delivery. You're building your reputation.
The income target is realistic and motivating. 20,000 to 40,000 rupees. It just proves the concept. It shows you that this is possible.
Exactly. Then the real shift happens at step 2 intermediate, month 3 to 6. This is where the mindset has to evolve from just selling time to selling leverage.
So the activities must reflect that shift. You're now intentionally building your semi-passive streams, selling templates and offering maintenance packages. And you're specializing in optimization work, which is higher value.
And the behavioral change is critical. You're pivoting away from being 100% reactive, just hunting for gigs, and toward proactive lead generation specifically for those maintenance contracts. Those contracts are the anchors of your stability.
So by strategically diversifying the direction of your effort into these low-churn, high-leverage areas, the income target jumps significantly. We're looking at 50,000 to 120,000 rupees monthly.
And the bulk of that increase is coming from the compounding effect of maintenance fees and template sales, not from working more active hours. You're working smarter.
Okay, now for the big leap. This is where I have to bring back my critical challenge. Step 3, advanced, 6-12 months. The income target is massive, 150,000 to over 300,000 rupees monthly. What's the biggest bottleneck that stops someone who's at 100,000 from reaching 300,000? Is it still just about skill?
No. At this point, it absolutely becomes a business management problem. It's about sales, marketing, and delegation.
Delegation, that's a bit...
To hit 300,000, you cannot be doing all the work yourself. The activities at this advanced stage scaling into complex streams like directories, running larger teaching classes, launching micro apps, they require you to sell systems, not just your services.
So the bottleneck is your ability to manage multiple cash flows, handle customer service for your template buyers, and maybe outsource the low-end active work to a junior freelancer so you can focus on the high-leverage stuff.
Exactly. The skill set transitions from being an expert developer to being an expert manager and marketer. This target requires high skill, yes, but it also demands high organizational efficiency.
Which brings us right back to our co-pilot in all of this, AI.
You can't do that kind of organizational scaling without it. We have to detail how these AI tools act as your multiplier. They are your free, fast, and always available business partner that handles the grunt work.
Let's break down the specific benefits of these tools, linking them directly to the streams. First up, ChatGPT.
We all know it writes, but strategically, it's about increasing your output capacity. It drastically speeds up not just content writing, but also drafting complex contracts, and critically, Proposal generation.
Proposals take so much time.
So much time. If you can draft a tailored, persuasive proposal for a high-value client in 15 minutes instead of 2 hours, you can pitch 5 times as many jobs. That directly increases your active income velocity.
Okay, next, Canva.
Canva bridges the design gap for non-designers. For selling templates or running social media bundles, you need professional visuals. Social media graphics, ad banners, attractive previews for your templates. Canva lets a developer create polished marketing materials instantly, which increases the perceived value and the sales rate of their semi-passive asset.
And Framer AI is the engine for all the web building streams.
It fundamentally reduces the time to market. For freelancing and redesigns, speed is profit. Framer lets you deploy sleek, modern, fully responsive websites that impress clients on day one, and it removes that costly back and forth of endless design revisions.
For professional visual assets, Leonardo.ai is listed.
Leonardo or Midjourney, yeah. These are vital for creating high-quality passive content. For your directory or your affiliate review site, you need high-resolution, unique images to attract clicks and establish authority. These tools provide professional images without you having to buy expensive stock photos or hire an illustrator, which maximizes the margins on your passive streams.
And Replit is mentioned for development assistance.
Replit is your integrated development environment in the cloud. It's critical for rapidly building and deploying those micro apps because it also functions as a coding and debugging assistant. It'll suggest fixes and optimizations in real time. It drastically cuts down the development cycle for those small utility apps. It makes that subscription model feasible.
And finally, the organizational backbone, Notion.
Notion is everything. It's your central hub. You use it for project planning across all 10 streams. You organize client communication. You track the performance of your affiliate links. You structure your teaching curriculum. And you manage the inventory and documentation for your template sales.
Operational efficiency is what gets you from step 2 to step 3.
And Notion is the tool that provides that efficiency.
Theory is great, and this is a great theory. But execution is everything. To really ground this strategy, the source provides a quick case study that I love, Fatima's journey. It shows how this ladder actually works in practice.
This is the proof of concept. It makes it real.
So let's talk about Fatima from Rawalpindi. She started exactly where she should have, at the beginner phase, focusing on immediate cash flow to validate her skills.
Her initial focus was lean and active. She did one portfolio site, one website for a local bakery, and one simple redesign project. She didn't try to build a huge, complex directory on day one.
No, she got fast wins. She secured immediate credibility and hit that initial 20,000 to 40,000 rupee target.
But the key is the moment she transitioned to strategic scaling. That's the part to pay attention to. She quickly added maintenance packages to those initial clients and secured 8 clients in total. That is a textbook application of Stream 3.
And at the same time, she started her template sales and took on more frequent, smaller gigs from Fiverr.
And that strategic shift from doing purely reactive work to proactively building recurring and passive income is the reason for her exponential jump in earnings. The maintenance fees gave her the stability, which allowed her to invest time in creating those template assets.
And the result? Within just 7 months, she hit the advanced target, earning 150,000 rupees a month.
The ultimate lesson from her story is that she used this multi-stream framework not just to get more jobs, but to fundamentally structure her time. She worked smarter by creating high-leverage assets.
This brings us to the summary of the key lessons. These are the big ideas that you, listening, really need to internalize.
We can condense this whole deep dive into 5 main strategic takeaways.
Okay, first, the overriding mantra. Multiple income streams equal stability and long-term success. It's simple, but it's everything. Never rely on a single river.
Sec, the technical leverage. AI support means faster work and therefore higher earning. You have to treat your AI tools like co-founders, like assistants. They reduce manual labor and accelerate your output capacity across every single stream.
Third, the secret to real freedom. Templates and micro apps are the clearest path to semi-passive income. You have to spend some of your time building assets that sell while you sleep, not just services that require you to be on the clock.
Fourth, the necessary starting point. Teaching and freelancing are powerful beginner paths. They provide the cash flow and the authority you need to fund the development of the more complex passive streams down the line.
And finally, the essential mindset that ties it all together. Smart strategy equals earning more with proper direction. Your effort is finite. Your strategic direction is infinite. Apply your effort in multiple profitable directions at the same time.
Now, to move this from just knowledge to actual commitment, The source provides an excellent practice zone. These are actionable steps for you to take immediately.
Okay, task 1. Select your top 3 income streams. Based on everything we've broken down, we challenge you to commit to just 3 areas of focus for the next 90 days.
And we strongly suggest starting with that low-risk foundation, freelancing for cash flow, template sales for asset building, and maintenance packages for stability.
Task 2. Set a 30-day earning goal. This is so important. Make it concrete, make it measurable, write it down, fill in the blank. I will earn X rupees this month. Use the ladder as your guide.
And task 3. Choose 3 essential AI tools. Don't try to master all 6 at once. That's a recipe for overwhelm. Select 3 like ChatGPT for proposals, Framer for building speed, and Notion for organization that directly support your chosen top 3 streams. Focus.
This focused approach ensures you actually take action. But action without purpose is just, activity. The final element here is the reflection box, connecting these financial goals to your bigger purpose, your financial vision.
These questions are the why that's going to fuel you when things get tough. Why do you actually want to achieve financial freedom? What will that freedom let you do? Who will you use your skills and your earnings to help?
And crucially, what specific figure do you want to earn monthly, 1 year from today? Align that target with the Step 3 advanced target we talked about.
Connecting the strategy to a genuine personal purpose, that's what keeps you motivated when you're grinding through those early stages of the earning ladder.
So if we're going to leave you with one final provocative thought to build on everything we've covered,
Especially those high-leverage ideas like directories and micro apps.
it would be this. The highest leverage for sustainable financial stability often comes not from selling your active skill, but from selling access to a system that you built once.
When you build that local business directory or that micro app subscription service, you're viewing your web development skill not as a service you sell by the hour.
But as infrastructure you build to solve a permanent market need.
Your value shifts entirely. You move from being a highly skilled worker to being a valuable system owner.
And that ability to build automated, recurring infrastructure. That is the true definition of scaling wealth in the digital age.
It's a clear roadmap laid out right in front of you. Use AI to work faster, diversify your effort across those 4 categories, anchor your income with those recurring streams, and always, always be climbing that earning ladder.
Thank you so much for sharing your source material with us for this deep dive. Now, take that strategy, select your 3 streams, choose your 3 tools, and get started.